ولن ترضى عنك اليهود ولا النصارى حتى تتبع ملتهم. صدق الله. صدق الله. Mr. Chairman, and my dear brothers and sisters, at the outset, I don't really have to apologize. No fault of mine. That quite a lot of my brothers, they were not permitted to get into the knowledge of Qur'an. One of my dear brothers, one of he tells me that the police keep him, arrest him, prison, all that kind of thing. That brother, I mean, everybody is complaining, but I can't offer what I'm offering that brother in particular. You know, the one who told me about the police taking him and what he will take him to prison. I'm offering that brother a videotape of the Royal Albert lecture. That would be free. Please, I want you to give me your name and address. If you just put up his hand and my son is there, you give him the name and address. That brother was telling me about the police taking him. Which brother was that? There. Yes. You see? Let me give you the whip now. You can buy the horse later. The reason for all that turmoil was that war was put by the Christians. You see, it was put by the Christians because they had challenged us. And when they challenged me, I said, now if you challenge me, you go and put the war. Then I will come down. In other words, otherwise you can get every type of puppy. Little dogs sticking in, everybody wants to challenge their ass. So you can say, I tell me come and Deedat and I put you in the car. I said, no, if you want to have that privilege, you must pay the price. So the guy agreed. Now since he agreed, he paid the price because the tickets were in his hand. They were supposed to give us 50-50. Half. But the guy didn't pay anything. We will not do it. But in the future I assure you that we will not go to the Royal Albert Hall anymore. That's finished now. No more. It's too small to realize it. So I will go to Wembley Stadium or to the exhibition hall in Birmingham, where I'm told that some 20,000 people can be accommodated. The topic I have chosen for this evening's talk is the challenge of Islam. This is a Christian publication. The title of this book is The Challenge of Islam. That is the topic for this evening's talk. In the verse that I read from Allah, Allah gives us an eternal reminder about our relationships, the Muslims' relationship with the Jews and the Christians. There can be no mistake about that. He's telling us in the clearest terms, he says, وَلَنْ تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. That the Jews and the Christians, Allah will never I understand in Arabic it's a double negative, will never be satisfied with you, O Muslims, unless you follow the brand of religion. And I don't know whether you know that if you choose to opt out because of brother, if you want to join the Roman Catholic Church, the Anglicans won't be satisfied. If you become an Anglican or any other Protestant church, the Jehovah's Witnesses won't be satisfied with you. If you become a Jehovah's Witness, the Seventh-day Adventists won't be satisfied with you. They have 1,000 different churches and denominations, and each and every one they believe that he is on the right and even the Christians are all wrong. See, the Roman Catholics say we are the true Christians, the original church. Peter, the first pope, he started it. And all the others who call themselves Protestants have protested away from the true path. So the Lutherans, the Anglicans, the Methodists, the Presbyterians, and 1,000 different churches, they have protested away, so they are out of the faith of Christianity. But they tolerate one another. When it suits them, but in the heart of hearts, in their mind, they do not accept the others as one of themselves, like themselves. So they will never be satisfied. Now on what Qur'an you follow. If you choose to that anyone, the other Christian will be satisfied with you. And this has been from the very beginning. From the very beginning of Islam. The Jews wicked the Muslims. Allah says in Islam, and they say, لن يدخل الجنة إلا من كان هودا أو نصارى. That you Muslims will never enter Jannah. There is no Jannah, there is no heaven for you, there is no paradise for you, unless you become a Jew or unless you become a Christian. This is what they have been supposed. They tell the Muslims, they say, you follow this man, illiterate person, he doesn't know how to read the right, you follow him, you'll go to perdition, you'll go to hell. You want to go to heaven? The Jew says, follow us. The Christian says, you want to go to heaven? You follow us. In answer to that, Allah says, Tilka amaniyuhum. And this is the wishful thinking, being desire, hallucination. You say, Allah, blah, blah, blah. Don't be afraid of that. Tell them how to do it. So produce your evidence. If you are speaking the truth, let us have a look at your Qur'an, your proof, your certificate that sends you to heaven and destiny goes to Jahannam. Let's have a look at the proof. And they have produced the proof. They have produced the proof. In 2000 different languages. Do you know that? The Bible. In 2,000 different languages. She said, my Bible says this, my Bible says this, my Bible says this, my Bible says this. They have 11 different Bibles for the Arabs alone. Did you know that? I was thinking that there was only one Arabic language, the language of the Qur'an. That's what I thought. And out of all the Arabs speak that language. But now they are telling me, as a sample here, of 11 different Arabic Bibles. Script. That's of writing. Oh, it is an Egyptian script. Egyptian Arabic. Then there is here, it says Tunisian script. It says here Al-Karshuni, still for the Syrian. There is Algerian colloquial. There is Tunisian colloquial. There is Egyptian colloquial. I don't know this. And there is the Moorish colloquial. And there is the Palestinian. And there is the Southern Sudan. For everyone, a different dialect, different dialect. So you Arabs have no excuse on the day of judgment as a Christian speak. You can say, Ya Ba'ishallah, or these Arabs begin to add the Bible in their own language. Whatever dialect they want, we give it to them. And the guy still didn't answer to the Lord, send them to hell. Do it. Now, Allah Ba'ishallah, it presupposes that when proof is produced, you will be able to analyze it. Otherwise it makes no sense. And Allah says, demand proof. You guys need proof, you must analyze. You don't know so much. So they produce the Bible in 2,000 different languages. 2,000 different languages they produce the Bible. Proof. The Bible says this, the Bible says this. Now we analyze. This is how Allah is commanding us to analyze. When you analyze it, you find they have got a little shell. And it is so easy, wallahi, it's so easy to reveal yourself. On the basis of the Qur'an, Allah says, demand proof. Let's see the proof. And he hasn't got what he's telling you. It's not there. He's programmed. See, we all get so programmed. It's a natural thing, from childhood. My people they program the little children, this monkey is our God, this elephant is our God, this handsome man is our God, this is our Rama, this is our Krishna, this is our Sita, this is our Hanuman, this is our Ganesh. That's program. And then people start cringing for this image. Program. We can laugh at it. So how can human beings in the 20th century go to stoop down before this thing? No, we can't. Program. So the Christian also is programmed. From childhood. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. See? He's proven. He believes that Jesus Christ is the only begotten Son of God. Begotten. Adam? Yes, the Son of God in the Bible. God is the Son of the Son. But no. Jesus is not like that. He was begotten, not made. Adam was made by God. Jesus was not like that. He was begotten. Begetting is an animal act. If love for the lower animal functions are sex. How can we attribute such a quality to God? That they are. So now the Muslim, Islam is the only religion which comes into conflict with Christianity. From the point of view that Islam claims to correct, complete and supersede Christianity. No other religion does it. The only religion which tells the Christians is that, look, this is not right. You must leave the faith. It's not in your book. Jesus Christ never had it. That's true. None of his disciples ever had that stuff. Jesus, when he killed 2,000 people on him, you know, we believe that when he's coming, the second coming, he's going to destroy the faith. What destroy the faith? He started 2,000 years ago, he killed 2,001 hit. That's like that. What? If it was a good thing, would you have done it? If it was an edible stuff, you would have done it. 2,000 feet, one hit, you destroyed it. In the Bible. So don't eat again. Don't drink alcohol. Don't be promiscuous. Don't gamble. Every step we are contributing the gospel. Islam has come to correct, complete and supersede. The Hindu will tell the Christian, look, you keep to your religion, you keep to mine. You be a good Christian, I'll be a good Hindu. He'll tell you the same thing. So you be a good Muslim, I'll be a good Hindu. Alright? Don't leave me alone. The Jew says his mind is his own business. He said, look, he's not interested in converting anybody. He's making his religion a racial religion. You have to born a Jew to be a Jew. They don't want this. Because the whole world, them are going, Nama, Ali, 50, 30 people. Gentiles. The whole world, they don't want the Gentiles. They are rubbish to come into the religion. So they make the religion a racial religion. So Islam comes along. Allah has given us this deen. He's telling us that he is given to a deen. He uses a killer for the deen fully. And it can prevail over them and supersede every other deen, every other way of life. Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianism, Communism, every ism. Islam is destined to master them all, bulldoze them all. This is the best of Islam. The road which we are experiencing, where they are making inroads into our community, where they are stealing our children, where they are using us as doormats, as punching bags, going to make this in our head. That road is our choice. This is not our destiny. The destiny Allah gives us is the days of master them all, bulldoze them all. وَلَوْ كَرِيَ الْكَافِرُونَ. So now how many unbelievers might not like it. وَلَوْ كَرِيَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. Another place. So now how the Muslims might not like it. And he repeats the same formula again in the Qur'an, 3 times in the Holy Qur'an. He repeats the same formula. He said, هُوَ الَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ بِالْهُدَىٰ. He is the sent his messenger with guidance. He is haq and with the religion of truth. He is here over the things. Fully, that it may prevail over them and supersede every other deen. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. And enough is Allah is a witness to the fact that He's going to make this deen to prevail with you or without you. This is His promise. This road that we are now experiencing is our choice. It's not our destiny. The destiny is Islam to master them all. So Islam is a challenge on all sides to everyone. Last and final revelation of Allah most perfected deen, he says, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. That this day I have perfected for you your religion. وأتممت عليكم نعمتي. And have completed my favors unto you. ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. And I will Islam to you. First, nothing to get. There's neither you. He's given you a deen, perfect deen. And it's a challenge to the whole of mankind. It's a challenge to the Hindus, to the communists, to the atheists, to the agnostics, to the Christians, to the challenge of everybody. More especially to the Christians. Because once these lands in the Middle East were all Christian lands. This city was Christian. Lebanon was Christian. All these areas, you call Qur'an and all these all was Christian. All of North Africa was Christian. All Christian land at one time. And when you start coming from the sea, bulldozers are all there. And change. Then they are Islam. Muslim. It's a challenge. Once Christian land, they have lost it. Then they conquered our land. Through superior power. They ruled us. They ruled us for 100 years in India, Pakistan, Indo-Pakistan, They ruled our Indonesian brother for 300 years. They ruled Mozambique for 500 years. 500? It's Mozambique is a country. Did you know that? Even today, 60% of the people in Mozambique are Muslims. Did you know that? They have been pushing this 500 years ago. When the Chinese sued India for our spices, finding a route to India, they knocked thousands over because of the food they fed on, and they conquered this place called Mozambique. Mozambique was a Muslim territory. There was a Muslim governor, an Arab. His name was Musa bin Bey. Musa bin Bey. The Portuguese couldn't say Musa bin Bey, so there's a Mozambique. And he just started Mozambique. He said Musa bin Bey. The Jabal al-Tariq, they could say Jabal al-Tariq. Tariq was a Muslim commander who was in Spain and they burned the boat. So it's Jabal. Jabal means mountain of God. Jabal al-Tariq. Let's can't say Jabal al-Tariq, let's say Jabal Gibraltar. Challenge. Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Manila is Ma'amunullah. With the help of Allah, we live there. Ma'amunullah, we can say Ma'amunullah, with the Manila. We are a challenge. And in South Africa, this book is the challenge of Islam in South Africa. Here they found that we Muslims, we are there for 200 years, a full group of Muslims. That had those shores from Indonesia. You see, when the Dutch, the Holland, when they conquered Indonesia, those of our brothers who were fighting for their freedom, the heroes, the freedom fighters, they were captured as prisoners of war, and they were shipped to the Cape of Good Hope and sold to the white man as slaves. Then when the British conquered Malaysia, those people were fighting for their freedom. They were captured as prisoners of war and shipped to the Cape of Good Hope and sold to the white man as slaves. Good Hope body, white man. It was Good Hope body, white man. And for 300 years they have been hammered to Christianize. 300 years. Hammering the Muslims there, whom we call Malays. It's a wrong term, but we call them so-called Malays in the Buddhist Quran. These Malays are one of the most militant Muslim communities in the world. After 300 years of hammering, they become hard as steel. Amazing. The same period of time, when our African brothers from the West Coast were taken over to America, and they were 100% Christianized. These Muslims, they fought back, and they became one of the most militant Muslim communities in the world. So, for 300 years they tried, and they were multiplied. The Muslims were multiplied. Beyond natural multiplication, beyond population, we multiplied. And they are a challenge. They uproot us from one place to another. They uproot us from our several homes of our Juma masjid. Take us away out into the wilderness. And they will put us our own new habitation. 11 mosques in Chatsworth. 13 mosques in Logan, in the Transvaal. You uproot us, wherever you uproot us, you take down again our masjid. Taking down is the right, you will be there until you are there. They are a challenge. In a foreign environment, the government is in the favor, financially, they have everything, missionaries by the thousands, and they have not been able to hold towards us. They are a challenge. This is what they can tell us in the book. Same thing here. You are here about everything. You Muslims. You are numbering today, some say, about 2 million. In the UK, 2 million. And you are a challenge. You are a threat. You are a offense. Look at this masjid. In the heart of Britain. Look at this masjid. Look at this man. Wherever you go, you're taking it down. Not just masjid, buying churches, buying synagogues. You are a threat to them. And they're crying out. Yeah. This is the Christian publication. Islam comes to Britain. I showed it to our doctor, Ahmad. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing his name. You know what I said? I call him Ahmad. You know I don't know I'm mispronouncing his name. Forgive me. So I showed him this. He said, this is our masjid. This is the minority. This is our masjid. Yeah, but you didn't publish this. This is the Christian publishing. Islam comes to Britain. Qur'an is a threat and is an opportunity. The Muslims are a threat and an opportunity. Yeah. England, the Muslims are coming. The Muslims are coming. In older days, the Turks is coming, the Turks. I don't know how many Turks we have here. There's a terrible Turk. You know, the Turks are coming. They used to put their children to sleep. The Turk is coming. The children go to sleep. This is due to the terrible Turk. Now the Muslims are coming. But this time they are very heavy. They are afraid as well as they are very heavy. The missionaries are very heavy. They have changed their headquarters. International team. They were in Canada. They had the headquarters in Canada. From Canada, they made the center in Birmingham. Why Birmingham? It's the center of the UK. And they say, I'm not reading exactly what they say. It was making them out water. You know, when you see some nice food, you mouth water, it's making them out water. So our goal, our strategy, there's some Pakistan is sitting there, Muslims. It says our strategy, our goal is to field an English-speaking team to Birmingham to work against the 25,000 Bengali Muslims. Why Bengali Muslims? Because they are humble, poor people, illiterate people, maybe more so than the Pakistan. These are politics, I don't know. You know, the conditions of it, they become overpopulated and misused for centuries. They have come from there, they've been a little poorer in education and in money than maybe the Pakistan. See? Or the men from Hyderabad, better education. So Bangladesh is making no water. He's making the Christians not water. What an opportunity. Now they say, the Christians, they say, you see, we have 5 extra advantages against the Muslims. 5 advantages they have, which they didn't have before. Number 1, they said, you see, we have to go out 9,000 miles, 10,000 miles away from home. You know, they are used to this land. They are used to the comfortable home. From here they have to go to a foreign land, away from the home base. Now, these people are coming. So we can work from the home base. We can sleep with the wife and children, and in the morning we can get started going and knocking people's doors. Or we can work till late at night, and we can sleep with our family. You are now working from the home base. Previously, 5,000 miles away from the home base, 10,000 miles away from the home base. See that? Wonderful. Number 2, the culture, the people, whether between Africa or Bangladesh or Indonesia, culturally they were very, very backward. We have to sit on a grass mat on the floor, and the lights are burning around us, and the smoke is coming from the kitchen of yours, the chimney, smoke is coming, is smarting his eyes is watering, his nose is watering. Now, culturally, you have sofa seats, you know, nice sofa, whatever, lounge suite you have, and you have a nice dining room table and the chairs all around it. Look, culturally, look, these guys are ready to receive us. You don't have to go anymore to Bangladesh and sit on the ground, or to Indonesia and sit on the ground. Comfort. These guys are already prepared for our needs. This is sofa seat. So, we have an advantage. Number 3, when we went out in the past to do our missionary work, linguistically, we have to learn the language of the native. You go to Bangladesh, you can speak English with them, they have to learn Bengali. You go to Pakistan, you must learn Urdu. You go to Indonesia, you must learn Indonesian. You go to Zululand, you must learn Zulu. Now, these people are speaking our language. You are making an effort to learn Islamic and speak as good as him or even better. You are learning language, you've got to. If you want to survive here, you've got to learn his language. So linguistically, he doesn't have to go out of his way. Look at the advantage that he has now with you. Then, please, if a man was to go to one of the villages in India, Pakistan, anywhere, that man stands like a sore thumb. Everybody says, you better kill him, apostate, he's left Islam. You know what goes on. You see that Muslim brother, all your brother, and now he's a Murtad, he's an apostate, he's a kafir. How do you mean? So everybody, so the man was you know how you kill him. Now, this is that guy becomes a Christian. Yeah. 16 million so-called Christians. He can become one of us. No trouble, no worry. You are not one in the minority. You are not a minority, you become one in the majority. Number 5, since the governments of those countries do nothing to stop the Christians, like in Pakistan. Pakistan has been promoted to Christianity since independence, then in the previous 100 years of British rule. More Bangladesh has been promoted into Christianity since independence and in the previous 100 years of British rule. But the people are not happy. The doctors are not happy. Though they are not putting in obstruction to it, they are not happy. Here, if our government is happy, like the mainland, all of them, these are foreign elements, foreign way of behavior. Make them one of us, make them all be leaders, make them all to drink wine, do better business. Can you see? That's possible. And these students are coming, brainwash them, convert them. So, this is not working. It's a challenge. It's an eternal challenge to the Christian. We are an eternal challenge. You are a provocation. The very fact that you are a Muslim is an insult. The very fact that you are a Muslim is an insult. You wear a hoodie, you are an insult. To them, maybe we also feel it that way. So, take it away. Put it in the pocket. Yeah, they are an insult to them. You are provoking them. Even with this, we just used to be with the red dress, the Turkish dress. I used to wear that as a Turk. We had a brigade, called the Muslim Last Brigade. Everybody was a Turkish dress, a Turkish dress. The red hoodie with a tassel. Yes. But now, even this humble thing, we are terrified of. We have lost our identity. We have lost the Sikhs, a handful of Sikhs compared to us in India. There are 15 million Sikhs. Those guys with the turban and the hair comes out and goes back into the turban. You must think of what happened to them. Come on. They have an identity. They identify themselves as a Sikh. He's proud of being a Sikh. We are ashamed of being a Muslim. You don't have to wear anything provocative, but it's humble thing. Even this you are afraid of. You know what? Inferiority complex. You know what this can do? This is one of the most potent weapons. Yeah, this is the most potent weapon. In India, I'm telling you that if you wear this, 120 million Muslims, you just put on this. It boosts your morale. It boosts your morale. There are so many Muslims. It terrifies the enemy. So many Muslims. In India, in our country. It terrifies the guy out of his mind. And our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is on this typology. He said for Eid. Eid ka go to out of house. Good. That's what here is Jamaica, but you can go to Hyde Park. Hyde Park. Somewhere else. 10,000 people, 100,000 people. Go to Eid ka. Friday time, he will take menstruation. What they will do? They will not make salah. No. The woman goes, in any condition, she goes, the children goes with. Now the enemy is watching. Wow, so many Muslims. And the Muslims, we didn't know there's so many. Boost your morale, and terrify the enemy. It's terrible. That's the psychology of Eid ka. But no. You don't want to go out. Yeah, maybe people this year, going up and down, you might as well, include. That's beautiful, message, yes. But someone he said, go to Islam. What for? Psychology behind it. Even menstruating women. What for? There's a psychology behind it. It gives you power. You see your brothers, so many. Have you got the enemy? In India, I went to my country. I was born in India. After 50 years, I returned to see. And there is a town from where I come from called Surat. Surat is above Bombay, it's a small port where Arab traders went the market the days for our Muslim cloth, our turmeric, our tamarind, and we came into contact with them and we became Muslim. My people are still. In Surat, when the British were ruling, any time there was a trouble between Hindu and Muslim, we had Muslims who were Urdu speaking in Gujarat. They speak Gujarati like me, but also the home language is Urdu. This is there was old soldiers left to the Turks, when the Turks conquered the place, and now we are those remnants left over, so they speak Urdu. We speak Gujarati. He also speaks Gujarati, just as good as us. But his home language is Urdu. We call them Miyapais. No Islam intended for anybody. This is how we call them in their record. This is Miyapais. We are Boras. We are the Sunni Boras. Boras, yeah. So, these Miyapais, in the religion, compared to my people. My people are farmers. Alhamdulillah. These Miyapais, any Devasat, they know that. No problem for us being the village around Surat, no problem. The Miyapais does the job. The Miyapais does the job. He's a military. The man of the mother, I have died, that's spiritual life. More like the Pakistan. So I walked for 50 years and I can't see a single Miyapai. Not one. What happened? No. Stop. They don't want to be recognized. Stop. Please, you're terrified. Okay, you don't want to be recognized. Psychology, it does the job. You think for that, your mind is already gone. Finished. You are terrified. Because you don't identify yourself, you are terrified. If I identify, maybe this is my start some trouble, or maybe they might hire my taxi. Right, so that's the job. And the Hindus are telling 2 things you must do to these Muslims in India. Number 1, dissuade them from using the Muslim name. That's very easy. Dissuade you from using a Muslim name. You go for a job, what's your name? Muhammad Sadiq. This is my school up. Some other time, maybe if there's something I will write to you. Ahmad, Deedat. Deedat is fast. You see, this is a Hindu surname. We have Hindu surname. Originally, we were doing it. You see, these Hindu surname. Ahmad is Muslim. No chance. So I go, I want this, I'm getting here, making a headway. So I said, no, man, maybe the name. So I'm Deedat, Ahmad, do something with that. Maybe I can get it off. This way you're using your Muslim. Number 2, this way you're from wearing it. They're telling you, this way the Muslim from putting on an identity. And you didn't voluntarily, they didn't say anything, you just did it. What they want you to do, you did it. So 150 million Muslims, no sense. Your goodness, not what happened in that country. A handful of Sikhs, Indira Gandhi was very careful to Islam, and Rajiv Gandhi gave them everything they wanted except independence. We Muslims, you can't even cry. You know that? You can't even say why you're doing us. Then average of 2 riots a day are taking place against our people in our own motherland, and you can't even cry. Why? You lost your identity. Who made you to lose it? You did it yourself, all of it. No, these are evil. I'm not telling you to put on a turban, to put on a red belt, and provoke people, like the rest to the bull. We don't want you to do that. That's something humble. Sikh has got an identity. That identity gives him power. He is like a lion. He like sheep and goats. Emasculated animals ready for slaughter. He can't go on to question that you can question, and you can take him to class, even afterwards, you can tell again, these are all tips, or is he talking about? I said, look, this is what I mean. This is the reason. If you have a health here, you see a man in the streets, s.a.w. I have been traveling since the 7th trip of mine to the UK. I have been traveling in the underground. And I see a man across me. I can't start a conversation. Because I'm asking, where you come from? You people listen, is that your business? You are owing something? But if you have something on, s.a.w. So when you come from Rahim, I come from Morocco. No, mashallah. You are from Africa? I'm also from Africa. I'm from South Africa, you come from North Africa. Mashallah. You're from Libya? No, mashallah. Here you come. Once you have a business, it will open the sun. s.a.w. It's hard to come open. So you go further, then comes one. I'm looking for accommodation, I'm looking for a house, I'm looking for somebody in the living store. Come, I'll get you and show you. I'm going to go to the masjid. So if I see somebody in the hand, they say, s.a.w. the masjid. So come, I'll take you. I don't know who to talk to. Identity. Oh, that's one. So we are an offense to the Christian. We do everything. Allah says. So either we begin something, China, Northeast, or you change. And this is our destiny. And Allah says, you will be a being that is the master of the Prophet is the all, Guru is the all, not with the gun. He will be held. If you have, even if you have the laser gun, you have no right to force. Islam doesn't give what is yours. Allah says, like that, there is no compulsion. It's what, if you have the power and you force people to accept it is not worth anything. It must be a voluntary acceptance. Become your brother. So, intellectually, Allah has given us. There is not a system that you can't be with on that level. Intellectually. The Christians, they have now started new systems, new techniques. When I was here at the Islamic Cultural Center the last time, I spoke on the subject man and God relationship. How many of you were here? Please put up your hand. I have an idea. Not many. So whatever I might have said, it bears repetition. If the 50% of you put up your hand, it's not fair to start pushing the same thing now, repeating it, but I think it bears repetition. You see, how I got started with this? People are asking me, how did you get to what do you know? How do you know all these things? So I didn't go to any university, to any Darul. She asked me where. I know. When I went to Malaysia, one of these training colleges, they asked me to go to the talk. So the chairman, was the chairman, is asking me. He wants to introduce me. He said, which university you went to? So I said, I went to the University of Hard Knocks. He said, where? I said, it's all over the world. Now he still didn't catch the joke. He still didn't get the joke. He's not used to that type of language PhD talk. So he's introducing me to Mr. Deedat, went to the University of Hard Knocks in Germany. So the Hard Knocks were Hard Knocks. You see, after leaving school, I started working in a country shop away from the city. And this is a Muslim shop, and across the valley from where the shop was, there was an American-born mission, and they were training missionaries. Yes, in South Africa in the past, outside Germany, training missionaries. And these missionaries, whatever they learned, they came to experiment on us in the shop. He said, Muhammad has so many wives. I know nothing about that. No exception. I know nothing about that. So Islam was spread at the point of the sword. When Muhammad forces the religion down people's throats, so if you don't accept Islam, chopping your head. I know nothing about that. He says, the Quran was copied, Muhammad copied the Quran from the Jews and the Christians. I know nothing about that. This is the only thing I knew about Islam was that I did the kalima, I'm a Muslim. And if I get any of you there, and you say you're a Muslim, you say yes, there is a kalima, the shahada. Did it? You said la ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. I say you pass. That's my test. It's like a magic formula. If you can say that you're a Muslim, if you can't say that you're not a Muslim. That's the only thing I knew. I knew how to do salat. The way my father made wudu, I did it. The way he made salat, I did it. The way he fasted, I fasted. That was Islam. And there's nothing. These guys are telling me that using the Prophet, using Islam, all the other staff were all school boys, all cheap labor, just as schools, everybody, me and all the others, and we are utterly helpless before this Christian mission. So either leave the job and run away, or you fight back. But you can't fight back if you have no knowledge. You need weapons. No weapons, no knowledge. And jobs are hard to get. You can't go and start looking for another job. You can't. There is. So Allah is Musabbib al-Asma'. He is the creator of opportunity. If He wants to help you, He opens the doors. As His promise. وَالَّذِينَ جَعَلُوا فِينَا لَنُهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. So whosoever strives in our way, we open up doors. Pathways, open up. So I had that hunger for read. I had that. But for the Muslims, they don't want it. We are an ikra for you. The very first word of the revelation Allah gave our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was ikra, read. We are all in line ikra for you. People who don't read. They don't read. But somehow I had this. And I couldn't afford to buy this. So I was putting old newspaper. When I read it, it's new. Whatever I read is new. The 6 months old, year-old, if I read it, it's new. Everything is new. I read. So one Sunday, you don't go to Sunday. So I go to the boss's warehouse, and then I see a pile of old newspapers, and in the newspaper I'm rummaging for some better material to read the newspaper. Like a magazine. We have magazines like the House Fan, Farmers Weekly, Personality. So anything like that is preferable to this old newspaper. I'm rummaging through. And while I'm rummaging through newspapers, I come across a worm-eaten book. Reddish in color, full of mildew. I pick it up and I start to sneeze. I'm not sneezing now. I started to sneeze and I look at the book. It says, Izharul Haq. I-Z-H-A-R-U-L-H-A-Q. Izharul Haq. It's written in Latin, it's in English. Izharul Haq. Izharul Haq? Sounds like a Muslim. What is it? I don't know, but it sounds like a Muslim. In the book, it's written in I-Z-H-A-R-U-L, but it sounds like a Muslim. So I see at the bottom in small letters it says, the truth is revealed. I said, maybe how it up? The truth is revealed. So let's have a look. On the book, start reading. It was about the British conquest of India. When the British people conquered my country, they felt that at any time, anybody will give them trouble will be the Muslims. Because our rule, dominion was wrenched out of the hand. And once you tasted power, you aspire to get it back once more. This is human nature. You tasted power, you want power once more again. And the Muslims will have millions of people. From the Hindu quarter, there is no fear. Because they were as docile as the cows that they were worshipping. Allah they very blind. Not now, they changed. But they were as docile as the cows that they were worshipping. So they can put what the Muslims. They can rule India for 1,000 years. Just change the people. Teach them from the other cheek. What Jesus said, when you scratch in the right cheek, you the other. Teach this person to do that. And you can rule India for 1,000 years. So they started pouring in the missionaries that program the Jesus into India. And they started challenging the Muslims to public debates. At first the Muslims were reluctant for 2 reasons. For 2 reasons. Number one, the British have conquered us. If you see something and fight that too strongly, they might send us to Calabar, Andaman Islands. You know, like in South Africa, they send to Robben Islands. So they might send you somewhere to Calabar, in the Bay of Allah, it's Calabar. Andaman Islands, they deport all kinds of. They didn't catch us there. So now they might send us away there, this thing is out of the way. Number two, he says, the guy challenging us in English and we can't speak English. Good excuse. So I said, we can't speak the language. How can we debate with them? So they mastered our language. And this is the genius of the Western. Wherever they go, he learns the language of the native. Wherever he goes to Indonesia, he learns Indonesia. He comes to Zululand, he learns Zulu. He goes to Basutoland, he learns Basuto. He goes to Swaziland, he learns Swati. Wherever they go, he masters your language. He goes to the Arab countries, he learns your masters your language. So he masters your language. And he challenges Muslims in Delhi to public debate. Now, what excuse? So Maulana is a Delhi, definitely, he accepted the challenge. The young men stampede the king. Come on, now you are talking our language. How can you say no? So he accepted. And according to the appointed time and date, the debate starts. And I told in the book that 100,000 people gathered in India came. And there was no mic system. I don't know how voice travel. But you get the expression. You see your view that, this is a little anything. Somebody passes and says, hey, you're a good look. You Mara. Maybe he creates his own story. What's going on? He's coming on what's going on. So, according to the appointed time and date, the debate starts. And Reverend Founder was the guy from Britain, from your country. He speaks in Urdu. The Maulana started. Get the debate started. So, get started. So the Maulana says, look, you are our elder brother. Christianity preceded Islam by 600 years. As such, you are our elder brother. And according to our culture, you have the first preference. Number two, he says you are our guest. No doubt that I'm welcome guest. But the guest at that. And according to our culture, Hamara Muzman, first preference goes to our guest. So as such, you get to be more start. That's the problem. So the Reverend begins in Urdu, says, Maulana Sahib, where is your Prophet Muhammad now, this minute, where is he? So the Maulana thinks for a moment and says, he is in Jannatul Firdaus, in heavenly bliss with Allah Barikat. Out of that answer came the second question. That's all I can. Tell us now. Where was he when his grandson Hussein was martyred at Karbala? Where was he then? So the Maulana again thought for a moment, and he said he was still in Jannatul Firdaus, in heavenly bliss with Allah Barikat. Out of that answer came the third question. He said, all right, if he was with his Allah, as he said, when his grandson Hussein was martyred at Karbala, didn't he ask his Allah for help? Say, Allah, look at my grandson, they're butchering him, please, help him out. Didn't he ask his Allah for help? And there was a long pause. So the Reverend started reading speech. Come on. Didn't he ask his Allah for help? He had a big brother, something bullying me, and I was thinking, I said, look at this guy, he's taking unfair advantage of the peace. Come to the rest. Why should I? So, Allah Bari Ta'ala is there, Prophet is there, we ask Allah, what's happening there? Karbala, didn't he? Can you see? So the Maulana said he did ask Allah. He said, natural thing to do. He said, what did he say? What did Allah say? Because he wasn't saying all this is going on in Urdu. What did he say? And there was an inaudible, a very long pause. And the man who Buddhist started standing still, come on, what did he say? And everybody heard, the Maulana and the Maharaj. The Maulana got a put down. So the Maulana starts. He said, Allah cried, Allah is Lodiya. Allah cried. He said, Allah cried. So I couldn't say my own thing. How can I say your grandson? And then the gate was over. You see, it has nothing to do with truth or falsehood, nothing. It is natural, the wit. It's a wit. There is a saying. that Christ's arm is he whose cause is just. If your cause is just, you give it all to it. You can stand for it. You're going to fight it. You're going to prepare to die for it. But Christ's arm is he who gets it first. That I will not give you the first blow. Now when you are on the right side. So, alhamdulillah, knock them out. I'm reading this in the book. It makes the book interesting. Then I read about an Arab chef. An Arab chef. A little ruler, something like a little Amirat. He's a little ruler. And a Christian missionary was talking to him. And they have a position. We have an eye of mine. They'll never let you go. If you give me a finger, they'll catch you by the hand. They'll never let you go. If you call him in, they'll never speak to you. If you tea and samosas and bhajiyas, they'll never let you go. Until one day he said, hey, keep out of my door. I'll put a knife in you. Or you get to put either way. Otherwise, there's no way of keeping him out. There are procedures. We have a fight. We have an argument and we beat the fellow. And they're satisfied, I beat the fellow. Why don't you persuade? Find out where he lives. Why don't you invite him home? No, I beat the fellow and knock him out. That's how we do that. That guy, with a little crack in you, no chance until you are converted. So, this Christian mission is looking hell for this poor child. Christ has been sin, God Almighty, He came down to earth, He has such compassion and feeling for mankind, to come into grave. So God Himself has come to earth and He must die as a man to redeem you of your sins. That God Almighty, He died for you, He died for you. This is the only thing you can give you understanding about that. Really, you don't have to pay 500 days. Winter and summer, fasting full month, winter and summer, killing yourself, going to a desert land. For Hajj, you don't have to do all that, straight jacking in your life. No, you just believe that Christ died for sins and salvation is yours. If it was true, he says all of us are right. What a fantastic way. You don't have to do all this. What we are going to do. God Almighty, He gave His life, His Son is Himself coming down to earth in the form of a Son, and He died for your sins. There is no way out of that bush. No way out. He is not perfect. He is not arguing today. But this is pushing Him day in and day out, every day. To rescue Himself. He had a dream. So He tells His secretary, His Prime Minister, look, next time this guy comes along, whisper something in my ear. Just whisper in my ear. So the guy came in morning, and the secretary, as they were told, and the sheikh started to cry, like a woman. His mother had died. His son said, what happened? And he said, I don't know what happened. And his mother had died. Come, please, I can sympathize with you. God, what has happened? He said, I just want the sad news. That Ahmad died. David died, Ahmad died. So the priest says, Jesus told you to die. So he said, you tell me that God died? Now I'm reading this in the book. You see, I'm reading all this in the book. I'm sitting there in the courthouse, in the warehouse, on the floor, in the dust. I'm reading this, I can't let go. Reading about action, Mark, Luke, John, about this, one of these that one of these that. So, when I had a chance, I go to German, I go to a second bookshop, and I find the New Testament. I bought for sixpence. Sixpence. This is a small piece. We had a smaller piece called 3-penny piece, in silver, look at silver. And a little bigger, sixpence. So I bought a sixpence in New Testament. That's the start. So, I go back to the starting place. Matthew, I look for Matthew. Mark. This one condemnation, Mark, so I find that. I'm happy with this page. You find the condemnation there. This one is true, contradicting John. Then he says, I did, so and so. I did. So I look for I did in the Bible. And I did means you should say. If it's Matthew, then it's I did means sentence in Matthew. But I don't know what it means. I did. So I look for I did in the Bible. I can't find I did. is a no. So now I'm getting on. I know something about the Bible. I have marked it. So now when they come to do the Bible, they say, where are you going to send out to church? And I said, no. So where do you live? Right. I'll come and see you. Sunday morning 10 o'clock. Right? So I go. I said, now look, 1 point you give me in the favor of your religion, I give you 10 against it. You give me 1 blow, I give you 10. That's the only land you can do. Yeah, that's cool. What is that cool? You give me 1 blow, I give you 10. When I got my kid. Not with the face, with the intellect. And every Sunday is a new conquest. I'm so blessed. It's so precious. I said, Allah, you know, I did best. And I know who did the guy, when he goes, he gives you some ecstasy kill. I did wrestling, I did judo, I did weightlifting. Can you see where I'm standing now? I tell people, don't make a mistake, don't try. Don't try. 10 years ago, when I'm 68 years old, don't take a chance, don't take a chance. So, you can get pleasure. Holding the floor, knocking over. Oh, how tasty it is. Then I go to Durban, that's right. I look for bigger market. See, every Saturday afternoon, you go to the one. I have my lunch and look for a church. Go to church? Yes. Knock at the door, look for the father, the priest. The father, you know, I'm very interested in religion. I would like you to come home and, you know, enjoy my meal, you know, bring the family along, and I would exchange the word of God with you. I'm thirsty. It's a pleasure. Get the guy to your house. And my wife will cook. You know, we say jalda, and that's the religion, sweet rice. And suji, or biryani. Shh. And they enjoy my food. And they say they enjoy my talk. I give them a good pleasure. Nobody ever comes back. Nobody ever comes back. They enjoy the food, they enjoy everything, but nobody ever comes back. For the second dinner. That's my hobby. And Allah says, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنَ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Who is better in speech than he who invites people to Allah? وعمل صالحا and is a good of good deeds وقال إنني من المسلمين and says I'm a good Muslim who has submitted the will of Allah. He is asking who is better in speech than he who does this. In other words, there is nobody better in speech. The best speech making that you can do is to invite people to Allah. The best hobby, the best preoccupation. The best occupation is my hobby has become my occupation. And yet anybody having a better job than what I have. Allah, there isn't. My hobby is my occupation. It's a hobby. This is an occupation. So I started knocking people out. They're everywhere. And the president gave me that now you will be the royal for 1 month, 5 and 5 months. Now the guy telling me again. I said, look, royal report is too small. We'll have to go to Wembley Stadium or we go to Birmingham. This is the hobby. This is the private occupation of the Muslim. Every Muslim. You and your living are all you. Whatever job, whether you speak, doing the toilet, there's no shame in doing any honest labor. But every Muslim must have a second occupation. That is sharing Allah with people. Invite all to the ways of our Lord. والموعظة الحسنة and the beautiful preaching وجعلهم بالذي أحسن and reason to them please that others know what they should. I said, I can do the job. My brother and my sister, I said, there's a vacancy. Our neighbor, our employer, our co-workers, invite them home for a cup of tea and your puchas and samosas and your jalebi. The juices are sweet meat. You know, I gave one my African lady, she came, you know, I took her home and I gave her tea and jalebi. And she said, jalebi, round. And she ate that. She's asking, how do you get the juice inside? She wanted to know how the juice went inside the jalebi. God, they're interested, they want to know. How such lovely people. our bhajia and samosas. I tell you, you can knock people over. You don't have to be very clever. Your dollar rice is going to be dollar rice. You say ridiculous. You say ridiculous. I said no. Professor Germanus, professor of philosophy, he was promoted by eating dollar rice. Professor Germanus and Iqbal, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, were studying philosophy in Germany together. Before Pakistan came to be, this guy, around the 40s, Professor Germanus was in India. That's a point. And he goes to Lahore, goes to meet his old friend Iqbal. He was a private. Father Juma, he reaches Iqbal's house. Funny how great he reaches him. And Iqbal and his friend had just seated on the ground with the sheet, and they were eating dollar rice with some chutney, chataka, some cucumber, salad. And he sees his friend there at the doorway. Come, man, come. He said, my guy, come on, man, come. That's what's the guy. You said you had it in our man, come and sit down. But I know, yes. You people in Britain, you have changed. That hospitality is gone out of you. You have become like Englishmen. See, the Englishman says, why did you phone me before coming? You say, my people are very hospitable. In South Africa, I understand. But the same fellow when he comes here, you see, we have a saying in my language, that when you tie a horse with a donkey, the horse can't play like a donkey, but it lifts up his head. घोड़े को खुदे के साथ बांधता है तो घोड़ा ऊंची ऊंची नहीं कर सकता मगर सर ऊंचा करता है. And my people, my own people, I'm coming, finding out that they also become like the donkeys that you are guided. You also behave like that. You want to ride in the pony. What? He said, whatever it is, want to sit down and eat. So he said, come, done. So he sits down to eat. And he's eating what? Dollar rice. Of course, the law was converted. He's a bunny of money. When you're running, they eating dollar rice without meat. Now, you put meat inside, you make it Muslim. You're putting meat inside. So, these are very Muslim dollar rice. Shiny rice. So tasty. It's so exotic. In my country, the African ox, the white man ox, the color, there's no people there in the country when you give a food that he can exist. He eats and eats like a hawk. So, this guy, Professor Germanus, is eating, tasting the chutney. So what is this? He said, this is dollar rice, our simple food. So why? A nation that can change this simple, staple thing like dollar rice into such an exotic food, what kind of a wonderful religion you have? That's just a religion. That dollar rice, come over the man. Sounds so silly. Foolish. People see our can in the toilet and they come. You know that? Can in the toilet. My secretary, from our office, you can see the Juma Masjid there, you can see the passage. People come in, and he sees somebody around lunchtime, somebody peeking into the masjid, to the window. So he was going home for lunch, so he goes and walks up to the fellow. Instead of glad you want to do anything, he said, yeah, I'll let you know a little bit about Islam. He said, look, I'm going for lunch. If you like to join me, and while we are at the lunch table, I will tell you. He said, right, come. Take him home. And he goes home and says, I'm going to go to the toilet. But seconds. So he goes to the toilet, he comes out. So the other man says, Englishman, Englishman. He said, look, I also want to go to the toilet. No. He goes to the toilet, he comes out. He said, what's the can inside the toilet? So what do you do with the can? So he explained. And then you go for number one, you wash. You go for number two, you wash. What? Yes. You know that's the word of the world. Hygiene! The topmost hygiene in the world! Another guy who was converted, Reverend James Cunningham, we call him Ahmad. His parents are still Roman Catholic, very strong. And they always had a but he's very patient young man. Jamaluddin Cunningham. You know, there was a word Cunningham. He's Jamaluddin Cunningham, English. So he also takes the can to the toilet. So the father asked him, Jimmy James, what do you do with the can in the toilet? So he said, again, after a few days, he's getting impatient. James, what are you doing with the can in the toilet? So he said, Daddy, look, you wasted 100 gallons to wash the can. With harpic, you know, that's disinfectant. Wash the can, make it clean, you can stand. One says, Daddy, you don't use 1 drop of water for yourself. On yourself, not 1 drop of water. The can is to water, but not for yourself, not 1 drop for yourself. You go and tells his wife. Somebody, his father goes and tells his wife. He says, you know, what actually seems true, but I want to do it. Wallah, it's so easy. Allah, hold on, I say, hold on, what your Prajas and Samsas can do, you do. It's half the battle. There is no better way to get in the heart of a person than through Islam. Look, this is the example of what Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said. His Sunnah. Nobody talks about it. I haven't heard a single learned man talking about the Sunnah of the Prophet. That when he was commanded to preach, he called the leaders of the Quraysh, invited them for dinner. And after dinner, he slept. It is the message. Among the leaders was Abu Jahl. And Abu Jahl means father of ignorance. He was no father of ignorance. He was the shrewdest of the Arabs. He was one of the very few fellows among the Arabs in the time of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam who could read and write. He was a rare fellow. His real title was Abu Hikmah, the father of wisdom. He is the father of wisdom. But our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that with all his knowledge, if he can't see the light of truth, he is not Abu Hikmah, he is Abu Jahl. Therefore, because his knowledge is not making you see truth, so he is Abu Jahl, he is the father of ignorance. So that title was stuck onto him, that nickname. He was not Abu Jahl. He was Abu Hikmah, father of wisdom. Clever fellow, sure fellow. So he stuck. He said, you can listen to this youngster. For this mess of potting he gave you, come. He scattered them all. He scattered them all. Just like that. One devil can do it. He can take the whole thing of the head. What does our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam do? He invited these people. One smoke for dinner minus Abu Jahl. Nobody talks about that Sunnah. Nobody. He's telling you about the beauty of Sunnah. I believe in all the Sunnah. But nobody talks about this Sunnah. Why? You know why? Because it costs something. That's Sunnah costs something. The other Sunnah costs you nothing. For me to tell you what is the new review, what does it cost you? Nothing must pray 5 times a day. What does it cost you? Nothing. But to tell you, लोगों को खाना खिलाओ, people, call them home, people like that. It's going to cost you something. I'm going to set an example and it's going to cost you something. So that's it. Don't follow it. You follow that Sunnah. In the first Sunnah of this propagation you teach. Follow that Sunnah. Follow. Teach. Talk. Have you seen the Qur'an? Get a translation. Like this Abdullah Yusuf. I don't know this. I don't know what Quran is about. This is what today this Quran. Abdullah Yusuf. You know, almost 2,000 pages. 1,950 pages. For 6 pounds. 6 pounds. There is not another book in the UK you can buy 2,000 pages for 6 pounds. A 200-page book I can buy for 19 pounds. 19 pounds. Yeah. This is 2,000 pages for 6 pounds. Now, you owe it to yourself. I make no commission. I promise you. No commission. You buy from anyone. Whoever is buying it, you buy it. This book, what it can do for you and your children. This book, this translation is the only translation which gives you a verse translation. It begins, for example, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Just opposite that. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. So all praise is due to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world, Ar-Rahman-Ar-Rahim, most gracious, most merciful, verse by verse translation. So over a period, you can almost learn Arabic. That's how when I'm talking, I seem to understand what I'm talking. Though I don't know Arabic. Simply because I've been using this translation. Again and again. So that constant repetition makes me to feel that I know. I feel that I seem to know. That's it. Number 2, this gives you a commentary. So beautiful. Allah is so beautiful. And His language is so good. As if it's an inspiration in itself, the language. The Westerner, you show him this, he can't believe that an Oriental would have written that. As if it's a new revelation of it. It is the English I'm talking about. You don't have to read Shakespeare or Milton to improve your English. Then it is a very comprehensive English at the back. What do you want to know? Anything, everything you know about the Jews, the Israel, and the Israelis. You want to know about the Christian, you want to know about Jesus, you want to know about marriage, you want to know about divorce. What do you want to know? Whatever you want to know on the English. You want to know about marriage and the age, you want to know about divorce and the key. Everything on your fingertips. I said, do it yourself. And your children need more than anything. If you, my advice, if you understand Urdu better than any other language, I say get it Urdu translation. You understand Gujarati better than any other language, I say get it Gujarati translation. You understand Bangladeshi better than other languages, I say get the Bangladeshi translation. But in your home, in this country, if you want to live here, and if you want your children to live here, it is imperative that you get an English translation. Imperative. Because without this language, you will not be able to listen what we impossible. You might know Arabic, you have a whole one. You might know Arabic, you understand directly you invite the message. Still not good enough. Still not good enough. If you want to be in this environment, if you want to share this message, you tell, you are also doing the same. If you want to live in this country, you want to talk to the people, you want to get an English translation. Improve your English. Improve your English. And you're using the right words, appropriate words to convey the message. In your own mind, you know you understood, but now when you're going to start explaining to somebody, you can make a hash of it. You can murder the whole idea. Get this? Use it on your neighbors, your fellow workers, open it, you can T&K, Shaz and Samosas, open the book. This is, you know what the book says about Jesus? Open the book. Start reading to him. Ahmad, Surah Al-Imran, chapter number 3, verse number 42. قالت الملائكة يا مريم behold, the angel says, oh Mary. You will say, what is this? What do you know what I mean? This is like you say, the angel was telling Mary, that's how you know. Behold, the angel said to Mary, إن الله اصطفاكِ وطهركِ واصطفاكِ على نساء العالمين. Chosen thee and purified thee, chosen thee above the women of all nations. So worship yourself, prostrate yourself, bow down and bow down. This is the language. You're learning vocabulary, you're learning construction of sentences, and you're using the most appropriate word for conveying the message. On your own, you understand, well, I know, you don't need, between you and Allah, there's no problem. But when you want to share, you need exact knowledge. Right word, in the right place, and not as well. You see, the man is thinking that the Qur'an is doing If you are doing don't bring this upon the book. Read it. Use the exact language of the Qur'an. The way the man has taken 40 years to do this job. Use. With these words, Chairman and my dear brother, I am very, very grateful for the young men for creating this opportunity for me to come and share these few thoughts with you. May Allah reward them and reward you. Wa alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.
Brother Ahmad, we can go on forever if you have the time. We really appreciate the time you spent with us. But for the next 50 minutes or so, we'd like to invite questions from our brothers and sisters. There's a microphone upstairs in the sister section, and there's one on my left here for the brothers. If you queue up behind the microphone, we'll have alternate questions between the brothers and sisters. So if the brothers have questions, please take advantage of this opportunity.
Great pleasure to listen to you, really, today and real grateful. I'd like to ask you a question, which always I thought of. Is there any Christians in the world today who believe in Allah alone?
The question that you have whether there are any Christians in the world who believe in Allah alone. Yes, there are. See, there is a group of people in Britain also, you call them Unitarians. They believe in the oneness of Allah. But while they believe in the oneness of Allah, they think it is in the Bible, and which is so. The Bible doesn't teach Trinity. It doesn't. It doesn't teach the multiplicity of God. It doesn't. So they read the Bible, so the unity is there, and it is there. It is in the Bible. So they are still Christians. They believe in one Allah, but they still think that they are Christians. And there is no need for them to become Muslims. So our problem is that these people have come so close to us. Religious unity, there is another group of people called themselves Jehovah's Witnesses. They say that God is God. God is not a triune God. That there is a secret. As soon as a person accepts what you say, we must congratulate the man. That is really deep in Islam. Agreement. As soon as the man says he believes in Allah, he doesn't believe in Trinity. He doesn't believe that Jesus is God. The congratulations. Look, our main problem is over with that person. The biggest stumbling block is the dignity of Christ, that Jesus is God, or the Trinity, 3 in 1. As soon as the man renounces that, he is coming closer to you, accepting with open arms. And this is the secret Allah is giving us in the Qur'an. قل tell them, يا أهل الكتاب, people of the book, تعالوا come إلى كلمة سواء بيننا وبينكم. That we come to common terms that between us and you. You just get on a common platform. I'm not telling us, get to the Jews and the Christians, bring them, call them, that applies to anybody, everybody. Get on to anybody, everybody on a common platform, common agreement, on anything. In this case, this is number one, Allah, na'budu illallah, that we worship none but Allah. Yeah, it is an Allah. Islam is a concept. In its concept, you might understand. He believes in one God, but who is the one God? Some of them might say that is Jesus Christ. The Hindu says that Allah. Some of them, everybody says there is one God. Nobody says there are three gods. Even a Trinitarian, this is 3 in 1. So once you find common ground, he has an opportunity to get started. The man says, I don't believe in God. You know he's a very good customer. Did you know that? He's the best customer we have are the atheists. He's the best customer. He's taken the first step in the direction of Islam. He is nearer to you than the Jew, and the Christian, and the Hindu, the atheist. We say kafir, the one who said, I don't believe in God, among the Western. I'm not talking about the Muslims of Makkah. I'm talking about the modern day atheists. The atheist means one who says there is no God. That person is taking the first step in the direction of Islam. If you recognize it. But we don't. You're going to fight, you're going to go to hell. And the congratulations. This can be done. You must say, what is wrong? You congratulating a kafir? So why? Look at it. I said, you know, congratulations. He's shocked. He's shocked himself. When I congratulate you because he said, fight. And I don't fight. I say, congratulations. You know why? I said, if you said you were a Muslim, no congratulations. You know why? Because your father was a Muslim, your mother was a Muslim. You are a Muslim, so what did you do? You were born in it. Did you deserve any congratulations for that? No. You say you're a Christian. No congratulations. Your father was a Christian, your mother was a Christian. Right? This is right. So what did you do? Nothing. You were born in it. But if you say you are an atheist, congratulations. He said, why? I said, what are you thinking? What made you say there is no God? You are thinking. What are you thinking? You think on your background, your own experience. And your own experience was that in your view, you were given a concept of God which was anthropomorphic, meaning thinking of God after your own pattern, that God is like a man. That's how you read the Bible. See, the Christian Bible, the first book of Genesis, is about the creation of Adam and Eve. We also have that story, but this is the reading the Christian. That Allah creates Adam and Eve, and He puts them in the garden. He says, in the garden, eat anything, everything of the fruits in the garden, except the tree in the midst of the garden. That tree thou shalt not eat. Because the day that our weakest thereof does surely die. Finished. And Shaitan made these things to them and they act. And when they act, this was supposed to be the tree of knowledge according to the Bible. So the knowledge came to them that they were naked. Prior to that, they were living in felicity, innocent. They didn't know that they were naked. Now they know that they are naked. So they started sucking leaves, cover themselves. And then Adam heard the footsteps of God walking through the garden in the cool of the day. Boom, boom, boom. You know the mighty king, boom, 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 boom. So he heard the footsteps of God walking in the garden. That's what the Bible says. Now why I'm talking to visualize? See? Mighty giant, millions and millions of times bigger than that. The earth must have shook. Boom, boom. So Adam saw the bushes and he hid them in the bushes. He hid them in the bushes. God comes and stands where Adam was a few seconds before. And he says, Adam, where are you? Look, this poor man didn't know where Adam was. So Adam hid in the bushes. And I'm here. So look, if you behave like that, you have been happiness. I don't behave like that. You must have done something wrong. So you know what he says? He says, the woman that comes here to me, she made me free. You know, you have to blame Allah. If you didn't give me the woman, I would be in trouble. You shouldn't have given me the woman. The cow. Allah Ta'ala. He says, there's a woman that comes here to me, she made me free. And your woman, he said, no, it's a serpent that guided me, passing the path, the oldest game in the world, passing the responsibility to somebody else. Have you believe in a God like that? Do you? No. Same book, first book, Genesis. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, he says, oh God, oh Lord, I want to see you. In the Qur'an, same thing. Allah says, long that he can never see you. He insists in the Bible, says, I must see you, I love you. And sometimes they want to do them, you know. They also want something that is not good for them. They do the same thing, so he's doing the same thing with Allah. They look at you, so I must see you. So Allah does you a favor. He says, put you between two rocks. He puts him between two rocks. He puts his hands open. That Musa can't see. Then he turns his back. He takes him in his hand and Moses saw the back of God. So he's got a backside. He's going to have a front side. And there's too hard for Musa to see. He could have been it. So if God has got a backside and a front side, he's got a top side and a bottom side. If there is such a God, then you have a right to demand what you see. If God has a top side and a bottom side, he must be located somewhere. So Kazan, the Russian astronaut, when he went out into outer space, and when he returned after so many spins, newspapers of the world get in their language. In inverted commas, where is your God? Where are your images? Question mark. Kazan. So, I mean, the Christian missionary, so look at this. This guy asked him, what did you see God or what did you see angels? So he says, he's a fool. I said, no, he's not a fool, you are a fool. It is the concept you gave him that God wrote Father Christmas, sitting on some planet, with his feet dangling on the earth at his footstool, the heaven is his canopy, the loving Father in heaven, millions and millions of times bigger than man, or something like a man. It is the concept you gave him. Do you believe in a God like that? No. You don't believe, so he doesn't believe. He doesn't believe in a God like that. So he has taken the first step. He said, La ilaha, there is no God. First step, you have to say, what? La, why la? You begin with La ilaha, no ilaha, there is no object of worship, there is no God. This is God, monkey God, no. This elephant God, this is no. This woman God, this is no. This Jesus God, this is no. The God that Moses or Adam in the garden, this is no. The one that Moses was baptized, this is no. So, he's taken the first step. Making the same love. That's all. He said, La ilaha, you to congratulations. No. We have to learn with the Jew, with the Christian, with the Hindu. Hey, not anybody, everybody. This is a secret. Try and find common ground from where to start. And there is, if you put on the thinking, if there isn't a person whom you can't get started on that level. Whatever you say, try and find a common ground. And get off of it, get off of it. Sorry, my brother will give you.
This question comes from a sister who wrote it.
Really? Nothing.
I can't read it. It's a little dry.
No, Urdu पढ़ेगा राजा
السؤال يقول هل المسيحيين الذين هم الآن هم من يحل لنا أكل طعامهم وأن يأكلون طعامنا وأن يأكلوا طعامنا كما جاء في القرآن الكريم? She is asking if this Christianity are living now nowadays, or those people who they allow to eat our food and we allow to eat their food as real Islam.
My dear sister, you see, my strength is my weakness. My strength is that I am an expert in comparative religion. And I told you how I became an expert. This is my field. This is the method of Sharia, the law of Islam. Sharia, you have the ayah. If you don't know, replace it, get another one. This is not my field, please. Don't embarrass me, because I'm going to make statements here and then you put me in a compromising position. You watch, I'm talking about comparative with authority. I said I'm an expert, and I'm an expert. If you have any problem in that field, come to me, it makes me happy. Because when I'm explaining to this, I'm feeling that I'm shining before you all. This guy started answering, I started apologizing for you. Make you feel very small. Don't belittle me. Ask this chef and imam. When the time comes, this is not your case. Any other question?
Brother Deedat, nice to have you here amongst us. My question is in a form of a statement. A little while ago we heard your speech telling us that in your place, back home in Surat, there were a lot of nearbyes and people used to be proud of wearing this, that, I very well. And when you went back recently, you found that people didn't have their caps on. Because India is independent now, there's a lot of persecution going on there. Similarly, here in this country, there is a color discrimination. And worse is the religious discrimination. And especially we Muslims. And especially...
I think the microphone.
Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum assalam. Simply for those people who have not heard this before, I was putting a question in a form of a statement that Brother Deedat had visited back in India, this place where he originally came from. And people used to, in that days, wear this cap on their head. And there were some nearby people who really fought and defended Islam. But then recently when he went back, he found that people weren't wearing this cap because India is now independent and there's a lot of persecution going on of the Muslims there. My question is this, that in India, there are many more Muslims than there are here in England. In England, there is a discrimination of color and there is a greater discrimination of religion. We have an Islamic Education Society in Hayes, and when I approached a government department for an assistance, they looked at the name of my letterhead, Islamic Education Society, and they said, sorry, we don't give any help to the religious organization. Now, this society doesn't only propagate Islam, but it also does other social work for the community in that area. And the Muslims everywhere have their own social needs apart from their religion. But they are thrown out of the window simply from the title. We also heard that in India they are trying to dissuade you from using your name. The example was given. Similarly, there is an effort here also to dissuade you from using your name, to dissuade you not to use your Islamic name for the organization. Take out the word Islam completely, take out the word Muslim completely, become a Asian youth, right? Become an Asian youth organization, then of course you will get all the funds. But that Asian youth may be controlled by the Muslim youth. I'm asking Ahmad Deedat to throw more light and tell us that how do we defend this identity under such circumstances.
Thank you.
You see, as it is, you can't hide your identity, that you are not an Englishman. Bulk of us. There are some of us might pass, but very few. Can pass as a white man. The white man in South Africa, European. So, in the very first group, you know that you are an outsider, and you're local. Now, religious identity. I said, let's suppose it militate against your job. In the office, if you wear this, the guy doesn't want you. Discrimination. You can keep taking off. But as soon as you come out in your own time, who's stopping you? In your own time. When you get to the underground, who's stopping you? So, the very fact that you find half a dozen people wearing that, walking around, the hooligans also won't touch you. But hey, these guys, to make that will become the like the Sikhs. You see a quarter dozen Sikhs, half a dozen Sikhs. When I went to Hong Kong, I'm going through, I see a Sikh standing outside the bank with his turban and his uniform. I see another Sikh riding a bicycle. I see another guy riding a taxi. I see another Sikh walking with his wife. And it left an impression that there are many Sikhs in Hong Kong. But there were at that time 6,000 Pakistanis. And there was not one Pakistani that you could see. There were 6,000 Pakistanis that I found that very day in Hong Kong at the time when I went in 1977. But there was not one you can see with an identity. Not one as a Jinnah tag. See, so there it is. Now, who's stopping you in your own time when you leave your job? Suppose that's your job at your work, but I think that's even at your work. If you put this on, there is a respect between you. I work for Jews, I work for the white, and my identity created respect. They knew that this is Muslim fellow, he stands for the principle. In my country, if you're standing for the lift, hitchhiking. If you have a headgear, you will get a lift in double quick time. Because the person knows this guy's identifying himself, he knows where he belongs. Otherwise, we don't know what he is, the hooligan, the big man, the cutthroat, we don't know. So the guy passes you by. But if you have an identity, immediately, almost immediately somebody stops, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, because you are not ashamed of your identity. The guy gives you a lift. I feel flat. And if they bash you on your head for that, alright, that's going to be such a problem. But I feel that nobody will do that. The Englishman, I find that this is a very tolerant, generally, it's a very tolerant. He is a very kind, hospitable person. I mean, I found very cooperative. He was in the direction the guy stops, all this thing, and he wants to go all the way to show you. My people in my country, no white people ever do that to me. I do it again and again. One day we need about the help of about 8 to 12 white people. One thing to find is Lubishan from s.a.w. and the guy, everyone will stop. And now one person comes, you follow me, and you follow me, and they say, now you carry on. I feel that there are good people. The thing is, this is you can change them for the better. With Wajid, you can make them really conscious of righteousness. They can do a better job than us. Once you convince them that this is the way, there is a solution to all the problems, and if Islam is the solution to all the problems. Give it to them, share it with them, and in that process, that Allah will do it. However, the details about your problem, I think we should discuss among your own brothers.
Can I say a word? Caring for our brother, our Muslim brother.
Well, if you can wait until
It relates to the
has the sister got a question? There's a microphone provided upstairs for sisters to ask questions.
Yes. Brother Deedat, I wanted to let you to say that we should change the environment because the environment changes us. But the environment doesn't care anyway. Our children go to school and we teach them about religion. But there's other people, the mothers, they don't care. We don't care if Jesus is born or not. We just live the life we want to live. And then, our children will say that yes, it's better not to know the religion anyway. Nobody cares about religion anyway. How can we change these people?
I think in a nutshell the question was about the birds. The environment at school is Western, which can't be helped. So we can't change them to say, now look, we want everybody to wear Islamic dress or do this or do that, you can't. But the problem is at home, the birds. They are not Islamically inclined. And I agree with my sister that is the problem. The birds themselves are indifferent. What happens? So for that we have to preach to them, and the best opportunity we have is Friday, Jummah, we give the khutbah, stress this point, how that we can make Muslims better Muslims, that they can care for the children, really Islamically. That once they do that, change the children, and the children, they will be able to change the fellow students, and so overall, we might be able to change the environment. It's something we have to try.
I will quote this verse from Al-Imran. This is regarding peace be upon him, and the invitation which was given to our own Prophet, peace be upon him, to the Christians of that time. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن مثل عيسى عند الله كمثل آدم خلقه من تراب ثم قال له كن فيكون الحق من ربك فلا تكن من الممترين فمن حاجك فيه من بعد ما جاءك من العلم فقل تعالوا ندعو أبناءنا وأبناءكم ونساءنا ونساءكم وأنفسنا وأنفسكم ثم نبتهل فنجعل لعنة الله على الكاذبين. The translation is this is the truth of Jesus before God is as that of Adam. He created him from dust, then said to him, be, and he was. The truth comes from God alone, so be not of those who doubt. If anyone disputes in this matter with thee, now after full knowledge hath come to thee, say, come let us gather together, our sons and of your sons, our women and your women, ourselves and yourselves. Then let us honestly pray and invoke the curse of God on those who lie. I would like to ask Brother Deedat that this invitation which is in the shape of a Qur'an, this was given to our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and this invitation still exists in Quran. I would like to know that why the Muslim scholars they put this challenge before the non-Muslims, the Christians.
The time and the occasion for the verse, the Sun and the Moon, I take it is that the Christian deputation had come from Najran to Medina. They had heard that now an Arab is claiming to be in communication with Allah, claiming to be a prophet. So Salam, let's go and cross-examine him. Let us see what he knows. And for 3 days and 3 nights, a dialogue took place between our Nabi Sallallahu and the Christians. During the course of the dialogue, this is some of the things that happened. One is that they said that Jesus Christ is Allah's son because he got no father. So Allah is tell them, إِنَّ مَثَلَ عِيسَى إِنَّ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ آدَمَ. The similitude or the example of Isa, Jesus, in the sight of Allah is like that of Adam. خَلَقَهُ مِنْ تُرَابٍ. He created him from dust. ثُمَّ قَالَ لَهُ كُنْ فَيَكُونُ. He said, be, and he was. In other words, Jesus, because he has no earthly father, if that makes him God, or the greater son of God, then Adam is a greater God, or a greater son of God. That was the logic. But the arguments continued, and the people started accusing, the Christians started accusing Ahmad of falsehood, that you are a liar, you are like this, you are like that. Now that it reaches that stage, so for 3 days and 3 nights, it was a dialogue, a discussion, which we are supposed to have. So what? A dialogue, a discussion. But when it reached the stage of cursing, the guy started saying that look, you are a liar, you are a thief, you are an imposter. And to reach a stage where you have to start now rolling up your sleeves. So, our Nabi would do that. If you accuse me of a lie, there is no such thing as if you are a liar and you say, I am a liar, and the curse of God is in you, and you say the curse of God is in you. Let us now make a direct appeal to Allah to arbitrate in this dispute. So saying that tomorrow morning, I will come with my family, and you come with your family, all of you, and we will invoke the curse of Allah upon whom he lies, he who lies. Ya Baritala, if I am a liar, destroy me. They say, Ya Baritala, if you are lying, destroy us. It has reached that pitch from a dialogue, a discussion, to a contest of curses called Mubahila, from Munazira to Mubahila. So if you reach that stage, then that's only way out. The man says, look, everything nothing works, and the guy is cursing, accusing you, that God will destroy you. So well, that man, you will pray to God to destroy who he lies, who lies. That is the difference. But we haven't even started the dialogue. Here we are talking about cursing people. Then you have to open your mouth. First, open your mouth. See, my word, the wisdom of the Lord is wisdom. وَالْمَوْقِفَ الْحَسَنَةِ You will be preaching. And reason with them, ways that are best and most gracious. Whole Qur'an is the system Allah is teaching you how to do the job. If you have another occasion, I will tell you how Allah does the job. I can tell you on, go you have another half an hour, but it's not going to anybody know to me. From this morning I haven't had it. They are all over where I'm going. I came straight from somewhere, straight from the masjid. I will go to the hotel. I don't have to go to the hotel. I just came straight here because circumstances. So there is a limit to what we can carry on. But this is the situation. The situation is, number one, you must start with a dialogue, a discussion. Long before you come to the stage of cursing. In this environment, in this day and age, you won't come to that stage. The guy will back out, you will back out, I agree to disagree. If this is your way, lakum dinukum waliyadin. You come to that, you go your way, I go mine. That's the last result. Lakum dinukum waliyadin. So you your religion, you mine. That's the last result. You will not come to this stage. That's all that is. In that primitive time, the Christians, they provoke him to that. They said, all right, Allah says, then come, let's get together and let's invoke the curse of Allah on people's lives. So that Mubahila is the last resort.
Could questions please keep their questions short and simple? And the next question from Sister, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Brother Deedat, I'd like to ask you something to do with Christians. I know some Christians who are so convinced about the healing power that they have witnessed it in their own families, where somebody practically who is clinically dead was brought back to life. They prayed to Jesus Christ if you like, and they claim that it was due to his power that the child or whoever was so seriously ill was healed. Now, what sort of reply do I give to that Christian?
The question is that some Christians, somebody must have claimed that the person was clinically pronounced dead, and with all the instruments you have at your disposal, and somebody came along and prayed and the person came back alive, so that means now he's on the truth. That their religion is right because they have direct access. Now people like that will tell them, but you're wasting your time. You're an individual, the hospitals are full of your brothers and sisters, go and heal them. What are you waiting for people to die and come back to life? The surgeons are doing it daily. People have been pronounced dead, certified dead, and they have been coming back to life again and again. Here in England, a man was certified dead. He had donated his kidneys, to the kidney bank. But in England, in the UK, before you can operate to extricate the organ, any organ, that person must be certified dead by 2 surgeons. And this individual was certified by 2 surgeons that is dead as a dodo. So they took him to the operating table, the box. And the surgeon who was performing the operation to take out the kidneys, he puts the knife through his abdomen. And he hears a sound. He's looking around at the person. Did he do that? Did he do that? He said, no. And the heart starts to palpitate and the neck came back to life. Look, this knife is short. Now what are you going to say? The knife is gone? No, look, these things are happening daily. Daily they pronounce people dead. In the Food Care Hospital in South Africa, one of the most prominent hospitals in the country, where Chris Barnard operates, transplant. A white woman was certified dead, put into the mortuary, certified dead. Next morning she comes out alive. Who performed the miracle? That's happening daily. This mistakes are being made. So somebody by the way comes along, so wake up, and the guy wakes up, so what am I for? What? It's a coincidence, things do happen. So tell them, if they claim all these heavenly powers of healing people, they say, what do you have? Go to the hospital and get them all out, all those people with hair, and passport. Go on, do something for them. What are you wasting time when you don't go? The patients are there waiting for you.
The Christians claim that the Qur'an actually says that Jesus will die and will be raised up to life again in Surah Maryam verse 33, which the translation of which follows as, so peace is on me the day that I was born, the day that I died, and the day that I shall be raised up to life again. What is your answer to that, please?
Now the answer is straight, it's there. Allah is telling you, stands to reason what happened in the Royal Albert Hall was that this Arab Christian, he mistranslated the Quran. The same fellow, Dr. Sharosh, he had come along at the Royal Albert Hall. It's on tape, B19 tape, I think it's available there. Where he comes along and says, look, what has he to say? This is what he said.
If the Quran is indeed from God, does it contradict itself in as much as it says, سلام علي يوم ولدت ويوم أموت ويوم أبعث حيا. Therefore Jesus was born, he died and he rose again.
وسلام علي يوم ولدت. You spoke like an Arab. I don't speak like an Arab. But it's سلام علي يوم ولدت ويوم أموت ويوم أبعث حيا. Which is translated, so peace is on me, the day that I was born, the day that I died, and the day that I shall be raised to life again. As an Arab, you have to know better than that. But the answer was, I reread the verse, and I told him then,
which translated means, so peace is on me, the day that I was born, the day that I die, and the day that I shall be raised to life again. The day that I die, it is not that I died. It's not died, it's in the future.
So we believe that there will be a day that the Isa must die. Allah says that every soul must taste of death. Every soul. Jesus must also, he must taste of death, and Allah brings him back to life again. This is our belief with regard to all human beings. Everybody must die, and everybody will be raised to life again. Not excluding Jesus.
Can a sister ask a question, please? Brother Ahmad, what does the Bible say about the rights of women, and how does this compare with those of Islam? And if they compare well, how do you answer some of the allegations made by some Christians?
For example, what allegation?
They say that Muslims mistreat women, and women are covered, and such allegations.
A very generalized question. You see, the person cares with something specific. Mistreat women. That's the European. Are they all treating the women well? Are they? No. Maybe because, what's happening, not because the women, their own children. They commit incest with their own children. 8% of all wives in South Africa, they commit incest with their own daughters, not stepdaughters. 8%. What are you talking about? The wife person, what are you talking about? You have a right to point a finger at us. You last 300,000 sodomites. You call them gay. They gathered in San Francisco on a pilgrimage. They were 50 less than the motorcycles. You have a right to point a finger at us. When I came one of my previous trips, 8,000 gay, they get in high class, selling their wares, trying to tell people that there's something wrong with you should be like them, you have a right to point a finger at us. You have a surplus of women, there are 3 million more English women than men. If every man in England got married, there will be 3 million women who can't get husbands. This is my solution for them. In New York, your Christian nation, New York, there are 1 million more women than men. If every man in New York gets married, there will be 1 million women in New York who can't get husbands. I'm telling my Arab brother, hold it. And then go at a time. Bring them back, go at a time. You can't propagate Islam to them out, go and marry them and take them and get every year, 4. And of the amount, 10,000 they have there, 1/3 are gay, 1/3 are gay. Sodomites, 1/3. See the problem? Catamites and sodomites, 1/3. You have a right to put in here that this filthy, dirty thing, sodomy, you got it. What a beautiful word, you're prostituting. You know, when I was born, I was going to school, I should learn sing songs. The teachers. The gentle lords and ladies gay on the mountain top the day. Ladies gay, happy and go, let's say happy go lucky. He said, very gay, happy and gay. It was a beautiful word, happy and gay. Now he said, yeah, happy and gay. You had a right to point a finger at that. Yes? I don't know why you are going there. For what? Oh, you people are allowed to have more than one wife. Up to 4. Up to 4. Allah says this in the Holy Qur'an. They marry women of your choice, 2 and 3 and 4. Or if you cannot do justice between them, marry only one. The only religious book on the face of the earth which has that expression, marry only one. There's no other book on earth which says marry only one. A problem in society where it becomes necessary for a man to take on extra responsibility. Like after wars, other national reasons, calamities, then that is when man must take on extra responsibility. And I'm reading news, daylight from London, again and again, a man is start to bigamy in your country. Bigamy is having more than one wife, 2. So the law says divorce one of them or go to jail. Both the women tell you to leave the law of the hadith, the man. The law says no, you want one of them to go to jail. There's something wrong with your brain. Something wrong with you. Your law allows sodomy. Homosexuality is legal, is legalized. Lesbianism is legalized. But the most natural thing, polygamy, he says, oh my dead body, you won't have it. You will put the man in jail. He can get it done and he stays with children every year. You call him a stud. He's a great guy. You have a right to call a leader like us? Huh? So, why? I couldn't do it. Soon after the war, I think this is the last question. Please sit down. Soon after the war, soon after the war, the last Second World War, I am reading another dateline from London. It said 5,000 misfits to be shipped to America. That's the headline. 5,000 misfits to be shipped to America. And the human mind is very imaginative. You think when you read that, you have the whole idea of what the whole thing is about. That's what I thought. I was thinking that perhaps America medically is more advanced than England. So they must be sending their people with hairdressers plus for treatment in America. It was the headline. 5,000 misfits to be shipped to America. But when I read further, it revealed to me that these 5,000 mystics were the offspring of Negro soldiers stationed on the west coast of England during the war. Please, sit down. They were offspring of Negro soldiers stationed in England during the war. And they were too black to be absorbed in English society. You know, with curly hair, with little summer and high cheekbones. If your sister had one of those, and everybody coming by, what's this? My sister Mary's child. What's this? My sister Mary's child. How are you? You shift them all women. So I'm asking the question. So I'm asking. Said, how many Negro soldiers were there compared to the whites in the UK, in your Great Britain? How many? Compared to the white Australians, the white New Zealander, the white South African, the white Canadian, the white American, the white Free French, the white Free Polish, compared to the British soldier. How many blacks were there compared to the whites? Negligible. Compared to the whites, negligible number of soldiers. Then again, they were taught you lessons in prophylactics to avoid impregnation, to avoid disease. And we know that every arrow doesn't hit the mark, nor is every prayer granted. What amount of mischief was done in Christian England to produce those 5,000 mistakes? Can you imagine? And you have a right to point a finger at us? You? I don't know why you should apologize for anything. What you can apologize for? There's nothing you have to apologize for Allah. Yes, go ahead. Come on, man. Tell us what you want to know. This is the teaching. What have you got? But nothing. There's nothing you can tell yourself one that right back to your sin. You can't teach you hygiene, you can't teach you ethics, you can't teach you morality, there's nothing you can teach you, nothing. What are you going to apologize for? What should you apologize for? Why are you so crazy for them? For what? I said, go to come with them, man. This is the destiny. Allah says, you will be hero for us,